So, okay, I'm Reagan. I got to work. With TLC this semester as their education and outreach intern. And I'm also a sophomore at UNC studying environmental studies. So Triangle Land Conservancy is a nature conservancy that conserves land across the triangle. We have about 9 public preserves and conserves thousands of acres of land. And TLC's conservation work is based on their 4 pillars of conservation, which are clean water, people and nature, natural habitats, and local farms and food. TLC is committed to conservation of clean water and aquatic habitats through outright land purchasing, as well as other land conservation agreements. And it's important to TLC that certain chemicals are kept out of the water and land around certain water spaces is preserved and kept clean and usable, because TLC understands the value of clean water for both people and the environment. And people and nature is a component that I got to see a lot of this semester as education and outreach intern. TLC does a lot of work to connect people with nature, whether that be through our hiking trails or for some of our other free to register outdoor events and programs. Through natural habitats, conservation work is done by our conservation team, who are very knowledgeable about different types of conservation strategies. Each of these will be dependent on the preserve and the requirements of that specific land. In local farms and food, TLC also supports the opportunities for sustainable and local food production. And a really great example of this is our Bailey and Sarah Williamson Preserve, which is a preserve where land is rented out to new and beginning farmers for $50 an acre per year to provide opportunities for farmers who may not otherwise have access to beginning farming in the Triangle. And so my mentor this semester was Kayla Ebert. She's the Education and Outreach Associate. She manages environmental education programming and organizes volunteer groups and projects. And Kayla has been an awesome person in the semester, as well as all of the other staff at TLC who have been incredibly helpful in guiding me through this internship. And on the right is a picture of Kayla and Madeline tabling at an event. Madeline is an AmeriCorps volunteer worker with TLC, and the head of the Department for Education and Outreach is Daquan, who has also been an awesome person to work with throughout the semester. And each of them have been really great resources for me as I kind of see myself as I kind of near graduation and plan to enter into the environmental career world. For some of my tasks and objectives, 4 of the biggest things that I got to be a part of this semester were community outreach, event planning, writing and communications, and hands-on work. Community outreach in my day-to-day, there was a lot of work talking to TLC members or TLC participants. I got to do a few events where I tabled for TLC and some other programs that allowed me to meet people and see face-to-face the members of the Triangle community that this work was impacting. And through writing communications, a lot of my work was through email or information sharing. And I also got the opportunity to co-write in our biannual newsletter, The Confluence, which was a new experience for me and a really great experience to have. And through event planning, a lot of my big deliverables this semester were some events that TLC put on. And so my biggest independent thing was I got to plan, write, and lead my own hike. And the Star Party and Operation Earth Day are also events we put on this spring that I got to see the planning that goes into and also be a part of. I also got a lot of opportunity to do hands-on work, as many of my days were out on trail, whether that was through planning events, invasive plant removal cleanup days, or staff meetings. It was a great experience to be in person and seeing the people that I was working alongside. And so for my deliverables this semester, like I said, my biggest independent work was to write, research, plan, and lead my own hike. And I got to do my hike specifically on the medicinal plants that were on Horton Grove Nature Preserve, which was historically a Cameron plantation. And so this was a really awesome opportunity to learn a lot about plant identification, about medicinal plants, and also to have the experience of leading and writing and organizing this hike. I got to do all of the research and be a contact person for this hike. And these were awesome experiences and all new to me, and ended up leading a hike of about 12 ladies who came on a Saturday morning, and this got a lot of very kind feedback, and that was a great experience. Our Star Party and Operation Earth Day are two of the biggest spring events that I've gotten to be a part of. Operation Earth Day is actually yet to happen and happens this weekend, but on the right is a picture of kind of what it would look like to table at a TLC event, which I've gotten to do for a couple of our events, and talk to people coming through the event face to face and people who are really excited about the work that TLC is doing. I'm really excited about how they can get involved, and it's been really valuable to see the way that people are impacted by the work that TLC has done. And then the left is a picture from the statewide Star Party on April 9th that TLC got to be a host site for. And these are two really great examples of how TLC is making nature and outdoor exploration and activities accessible to everyone, as these are both free to register events where there were hikes, games, and other activities available. And so some of my takeaways, it was a really valuable experience to get to work in a traditional workspace. TLC is different than a lot of other work experience that I had, as there was kind of a more traditional in-office hierarchy. And this was a really great opportunity to be a part of something that was a lot more like a traditional workspace that I may find after college. It showed me a lot of the world of environmental education. I feel really lucky to have gotten this internship just as I became interested in what environmental education was. And TLC has really opened my eyes to how vast this world can be. And also, like I said, to see community members face to face has been really valuable, to see who TLC is serving and what the work that TLC is doing means to them. Also, specifically in nonprofit work, to see a little bit of the ins and outs of this work and the way that it is valued by community members, but also the importance of grant money and donations and other funding strategies has been really valuable. And then specifically within a nonprofit workspace, it's been really valuable to work for TLC, which is an organization that strives to serve their community and also their staff well, where I feel like the work that I'm doing is valued, and that it is being ensured that people are being treated fairly within this workspace. And I wanted to thank EcoStudio and also Kayla and Daquan and TLC for the opportunity to be an intern this semester and for everything that they have taught me this semester.